we're going to talk about graphing inequalities today. First thing is we want to make sure this is in y equals. It is, y is by itself. So I'm going to graph my y-intercept just like we were doing before. So that's -4, 1, 2, 3, 4 down on the y-axis. My slope is 2 over 1, so I'm going to go up 2 over 1. That's my next point. I'm going to erase my jumps. Now, since this has an equal to line underneath it, it's a solid line through these 2 points. Okay? Notice I drew my line over the whole graph. Now, since its y is less than the line, I'm going to shade below my line, since it's less than. Okay? And that is graphed. We're going to go ahead and look at number 2. Number 2, y is not by itself, so we're going to divide every piece by -1. And remember, when we divide by a negative, we have to flip the sign of our inequality. Okay? And again, we're going to go ahead and graph our y-intercept first, which is at -2. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. And then we're going to go down 1 over 3 for our slope, and that's going to be our second point. Now, since this does not have an equal to, it's just a less than, not a less than or equal to, this is going to be a dotted line between these 2 points. Okay? So since this is just a less than, this is a dotted line. Okay? And since its y is less than, I'm going to shade below the line, so I'm going to shade here. Okay? The shading just shows every possible solution that we could have. Okay? Again, this one's already solved for y, so I'm going to plot at my y-intercept. So I'm going to count by 2s just so this fits on my graph. 2, 4, 6. I'm going to plot my point. And then my slope says to go down 2 over 1. Remember, I counted by 2s on that y-axis. Since this is a solid line underneath, I'm going to draw a solid line between these 2. Okay? And since y is greater than, the alligator mouth is eating y, okay, I need to shade above my line. So I'm going to shade on this side of my line. Looking at number 4, again, I have that negative sign, so we're going to divide every piece by -1. So when we get y is greater than, I have to flip that inequality because I divided both sides by a negative. Positive 1/3 x plus 2. So again, we're going to plot that y-intercept at +2. We're going to go up 1 over 3, plot my point. Oops, can erase my jumps there. Okay, and then again, we have a solid line underneath, so it's a solid line across. And y is greater than the line. Okay, so we want to shade above this line. Okay. Number 5, y is not by itself, so I'm going to divide every piece by 2. I'm dividing by a positive, so my inequality does not change. Again, I'm going to plot +2 as my y-intercept. My slope is 1 over 1, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1. Okay, and then this one is going to be a solid line again, because there is a solid line underneath. Okay. And since y is less than the line, I'm going to shade on this side. Okay. Again, here we need to solve for y, so we're going to divide every piece by -3. So we're going to have y, since it's negative that we're dividing by, I have to flip my inequality. So this is -2/3 x plus 2. Again, we're going to graph that lovely y-intercept first at +2. My slope tells me to go down 2 over 3, and I'm going to plot my point there. I'm going to erase my jumps. Okay. Since this is just a less than, there's no solid line underneath, it's a dotted line of my graph. Okay. And since it's less than, I'm going to shade below my line on this side of the graph. Okay. So that's what that one looks like. Moving right along. Again, I'm going to multiply every piece by the reciprocal, so this would be multiplied by -2 over 1. So I'm going to get y is less than, because I'm multiplying both sides by a negative, -6x plus 4. Again, we can put that over 1 if that's helpful. I'm going to plot my y-intercept, which is at +4, and then we're going to go down 6, 2, 4, 5, 6 over 1. Okay. Again, I'll get rid of my jumps just for this sake. This is going to be a solid line since it's an equal to. And we're going to shade below the line. Okay. And that's what that one will look like. Same thing over here, we're going to get y by itself, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, and I'm going to multiply that to every piece, or you can distribute it in, either way works. So these cancel out, I'm left with y. I don't have to flip because I didn't multiply by a negative. This would be 3x minus 6. Okay. Again, I'm going to count by 2's on this loveliness. 2, 4, 6. So 2, so negative 2. So this would be negative 6. I'm going to go up 3, which would be 1, 2, 3 over 1. Since it's not equal to, I'm going to draw a dotted line across. And since it's less than, we are going to shade below my line here. Okay. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.